are impacted. Both Klay and Kyrie Irving, some of the top free agents, or Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. Kyrie's on my mind right now because supposedly he's going to Brooklyn. I just read something on the break about that. But, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, both dinged up. Both going to miss a significant amount of time next year. One with an ACL, one with the Achilles. But the two worst injuries you could probably even suffer happened to their two biggest stars in the same series. It's just that doesn't make any sense. But how does this impact free agency moving forward? Is Kevin Durant still going to get a max offer from somebody? And the answer is absolutely.
Yeah.
You better.
Yeah, you don't think the Knicks, this has New York Knicks all over it. His torn Achilles, we'll still give him. We'll give him. I got $79 million to spend, and we'll give you 31 of those.
Right.
No question about it. And when he goes down with that Achilles, the first selfish thoughts are like, oh, my God, why? Why is there a black cloud? Like, anytime there's some glimmer of hope, because I'm not saying Durant's going to sign in New York. I'm not saying that. I will say it's a possibility, though. I do believe it's a possibility. They have money. They have the money. Money talks.
Right.
And when he goes down, I'm thinking, this is just a black cloud. And it's just whatever could go wrong does go wrong. Like, if we can just get out of this week of him healthy and then sign him, I'll have him for a whole year. Now I got to wait a year. That sucks. And a lot of teams are going to have to decide that. Do they go after him? Do you guys think his injury is going to scare teams away from a max? I don't. I still think the Knicks will do it. I think there's going to be other teams in there. Do you think, Golden State, he can opt in? Just take the year to rehab, opt in, and then do free agency the next year.
I think that's worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario for him, but doesn't he have to decide that before free agency starts? He only has a few weeks to decide that, so he needs to gather information if teams are going to offer him a contract or not.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. What if he doesn't opt in, and then nobody gives him a max? Is Golden State going to give him that max? Because then they have to decide Klay or Kevin Durant.
Well, isn't it? I think Golden State can give him more money than anybody else.
Oh yeah, because the early bird rights, they can offer him $38 million per year.
Right.
So yeah, $31 million I think is what the Knicks can offer him, and anybody else can as the max. But $38 million is what he can get with Golden State if they offered him.
$38 million just to sit out for a whole year.
Sign me up.
You don't got to tell me twice. You don't have to validate my rings all you want. I make $38 million. I'll sit down and do nothing.
You had me at $38.
Just to be in the NBA. Right. Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Start my own basketball camp.
Oh gosh. There's a mic there. But
it bit my earphone.
Yeah, you guys don't think it impacts in any way that you see Durant getting a max still.
No.
All right. Now Klay Thompson, on the other hand,
don't think it affects him.
No.
If Durant leaves, I think Golden State's going to throw a max at him just to keep him. Yeah. But let's say if Durant opts in or they sign him to a max,
Klay's gone.
Klay has to be if he wants to back. Is anybody going to offer him though? It's not Kevin Durant.
Oh, if
Kevin
I'm
Durant,
LA, I'm throwing everything I got.
Which LA?
The Lakers.
Both of them.
Both of them. Both of them.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have, but you did that already this year with LeBron. You signed LeBron knowing that you're really not going to compete for a champion. Now, I don't think anybody thought they would be out of the playoffs.
Right.
But you basically wasted 1 year already. If you sign Klay, you're kind of wasted next year as well. You are.
It all depends on what happens with the AD.
I mean, it's going to be 9 months because that's like at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they get AD, right,
I'm not even convinced that's going to work.
No,
well,
me neither.
If it does, let's just say it does.
I don't
It
think it
does
will.
work. Do they have enough to get Klay Thompson as well? Because you would think, okay, if they trade for AD, they're going to sign him for a contract, right? To a long-term deal of some sort. He's not. His two destinations were New York and LA, right? The New York Knicks, not the Brooklyn Nets. But
only Kyrie seems to be wanting the. Kyrie's different.
He's an odd case.
Kyrie's a little different.
Well, the Earth is more flat.
Yeah, Uncle Drew, I'm starting to think. Uncle Drew, I'm starting to think is on something. I really do.
I don't know what is up. Yeah.
Where's Stephen A. Smith when you need him?
Well,
stay off the weed.
Well, I mean, Kyrie knows too. I mean, the Nets made the playoffs last year, and they're not a terrible team.
No, they're not. They're actually a very well-run organization now.
And they have.
I think
they have room. I think they have room to sign one
he's
more.
Just weird.
Yeah, it's strange. Like I'd go somewhere where you had a big man.
It's just weird.
A big man's not going to take your shots.
Well, he needs to go somewhere where he's not. He's not the alpha. he needs to be the beta to somebody's
Well, he
alpha.
wants to be. He's like he's so confused. He's
Yeah,
confusing
he
me. He's weird. He's weird.
If I'm Kyrie, I'm like, I'm going back with LeBron. Like, I'm gonna get a ring because us two together.
I don't know.
Us two together. I mean that they were special.
They were special, but he left. That wasn't special enough to keep him there.
Right.
Right. Well, I mean,
I
he wanted. I think he was searching a lot of what Kevin Durant wanted. That same kind of validation of, look, I can get this on my own. We realized hopefully he realized I can't. I need help. You know, even went to a loaded Boston team we thought was loaded. And
They were loaded. He messed it up. He made them worse.
He did. And so
He ruined that locker room. He did.
Yeah, he really did.
yeah. And so now Terry Rozier is going to leave, and there's going to be several guys leaving. So, and Tatum might be a different player now than he was his first year. So I don't think, with Durant's injury,
So
he's
you
going
don't
to get
think
a
it's going
max.
to affect him? But if you're
No.
running an organization with the Achilles, which history has shown, guys don't come back quite the same.
I
Doesn't
don't
scare
care.
you at all.
No.
It don't scare me at all. I'll
It's
go.
Kevin Durant.
Look,
Like, it's-
Kevin Durant wants to come to New York. I'll give him my Achilles. I'll carry him from Golden State all the way to New York.
Right.
I'll pack his bags for him. I'll clean his house. I'll move back to New York and do whatever I have to do.
I'll give
to
him.
make him come.
I'll
be
give
his
him my
driver.
Achilles. I'll donate it.
Exactly.
It might have to take both of your Achilles
Right,
to stretch
either
out.
one.
his
Yeah,
Achilles.
absolutely.
We'll figure out the way to make this work here.
I mean, Kevin Durant apparently is only 6'7" anyway. So
But Klay, it doesn't affect Klay either. Klay coming off an ACL now. No effect. No hesitation.
I'm throwing everything.
Neither one.
Injuries
But
don't
I
matter.
think you got to make sure you have I'd want to have a longer term deal, at
Think
least
it's gonna
4
scare
years.
some
Well,
teams
I
away.
think where this affects the league the most is we see a guy, and I'll just say this real quickly. I know we're coming up on a break. You saw a guy, Kawhi Leonard, who set out 22 games this year.
Right, because he was bored.
That and load. He credited load management for him being able to play as many minutes. I mean, think about how many minutes he played in the two series leading up to the finals
Right.
against the Sixers and then against the Milwaukee Bucks. He played a lot, especially that Sixers series. Like, he was the offense. Like, they had nothing to show in that series except for him. And so I think it's going to change the league in a way that players play throughout the season. When they see a guy like Kawhi who can come in, even though he was a little gimpy coming into the finals.
Look at a guy like Harden, plays a lot of minutes regular season, and then
and we've seen, like with the Warriors when they went 73-9, what hurt them the most was by the end of the finals they were tired,
Right.
they were worn out, And so I think this is going to kind of have some guys rethink. Okay, if I'm going to go here, are you going to let me do my load management? Are you going to let me sit out 20 games a year so that I can be fully healthy in the playoffs?
go to San Antonio.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that model. I mean, it worked for years.
We'll get into more free agency coming up in the next couple of weeks. If I'm the Knicks, though, I'm signing Durant. I'll throw anything at him. See if you can get another max slot. If you don't, do not panic and give somebody money that don't give Tobias Harris a max contract.
No.
Don't do it. I don't care. Don't do it.
Jimmy Butler.
Here's what I would do. I would sign Durant. If I can't get anybody else, whatever. Tank next year. Suck again. Get a lottery pick. The following year, you get Durant with R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, another lottery pick, and then you have that next max slot. It might not be next year like I was hoping, but I can wait one more year. Just saying.
I mean,
And
we've
who
been
knows?
waiting for 20, so
I mean, yeah,
If-
to be
and
competitive.
forever.
This is the thing too. That's a good idea because if the whole thing with Anthony Davis doesn't work out,
You can't do the Melo thing again and trade your whole assets for
no.
Anthony Davis. I'm out of
saying,
that. I don't
I'm saying
want
if
Anthony Davis.
If
to
he
come
goes
back.
somewhere he doesn't want to be, Rich Paul's
He already said it doesn't matter where he gets
he's
traded.
going
He's
to free
going to
agency
test free
in
agency
2020.
Yeah, he says he's testing out free agency regardless.
And one of his destination spots is either New York or L.A.
That's what. Even if he gets traded to L.A., he's not. He says, "I'm not signing an extension. I'm going to test out the market." He still might sign wherever he goes, but he's testing it out at least, which means there's a chance. Don't trade for it.
That's a really good idea.
I'm saying, let
suck
me be in
next
charge.
year. Get another lottery pick. You have R.J. Barrett. You'll have Kevin Durant, and then Kevin Knox, and then hopefully you might have Anthony Davis. I mean, that
And a
team right
top three
there.
pick.
I bring a championship home.
Yeah, I mean that would
in
be
the next couple of years if they just give you a chance. All right, we'll jump to a break. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for the NBA draft, which is Thursday, by the way. We'll take a look at the lottery picks. After you get out of the lottery, I don't care. Nobody cares. It's just the way it is. It's just, whatever. You might strike gold. You might not. Whatever. There's going to be guys that we never heard of from, like, Denmark, somewhere random.
Those guys turn out good, though, sometimes.
Sometimes. It's just random countries now get stars. I don't know. Or some lottery picks.
Find some unicorns.
There's always going to be something. So we'll look at some mock drafts, see where some of the teams will go. We haven't really done anything with the mock drafts, but we'll briefly kind of look at it and see where everybody's going. That's how we'll kind of wrap up the show here. So mock drafts coming up next here on the Saturday Sports Report.